Hello, greetings and welcome to earGROUND. This is a platform where we speak to African artists, and today we've got in the house an African superstar, Zimbabwe's finest, Nutty O, ABX. And we're going to be having an in-depth conversation around his career, his vision, and what's coming in the next future. So stay tuned as we take a small break, and we're coming right back after this.
So this goes out to all my hard-working people. And I just here to know the Shandira, push up your one and say boom. 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. Every ghetto youth me $1 million. Yes, sir. 1 million. What we say, man? You can't take a good man down. No matter how you try to take me down. Still, can I'm a pet and the man you go. But I'm the feeling in the nigga, cause tag is cheap. Tag is cheap. So what we tell them? Tag is cheap. Tag is cheap. So everybody sings it. Did not catch us here, Simbam Kaka. Kanochi, yet I will on butter. The ticket like I want the bread and butter. Most time on no place, such and in no butter. Did not catch us here, Simbam Kaka. Kanochi, yet I will on butter. The ticket like I want the bread and butter. Most time on no mix me man. Watch. Usamake skiri, baka skiri. Kana waka penga sakatanga jiri. Napinda ne part kwanda kafaya sini. You can't run me down, them. What them a try to do? Take me down. I will say, Mari, you better let me go. When I in a competition, I know that we won. When I focus on the thing, I that around the globe. Sakapana yano pana pocha kaya kuzomanya. See, somebody.
Greetings, Nutty.
Greetings, Robert. How are you?
No, I'm well. Such an exciting time to be getting in touch with you. You'll be dropping your new single, Makanonoka, today. But before we get into that, I just want to take you back a bit. It's been 2 years since the Mustard Seed dropped.
Yeah.
Does it feel that long to you?
You know, I don't feel like it's that long because the Mustard Seed is still present. You know, I might have tried to, as creatives, I might want to release, because I'm always working, I'm consistently working. But at the end of the day, every time I go out there, I engage with the listeners at large. The album is still visibly, alive and active. Hence, I don't feel like it has been that long, though it has been long.
And is it an impact that you had foreseen before it dropped? Because I look at the kind of impact that it has created, not only in Zimbabwe, but right across. When it dropped, it has been playing, several songs from the album are playing across the continent and also making inroads in Europe. Yeah. Is this something that you had premeditated or it was by chance?
All I know is I was working with the level of certainty. I am certain, I'm so certain that substance will live long, substance will carry on. Even when we are no longer present physically to defend it, substance will go the extra mile on its own. And that's what I've always been about. When I create, I specialize in what is it that you're trying to send out to the world, which is the substance, the quality of substance. So I knew if my substance game is gonna be on point, longevity was never gonna be an issue. So yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, that's what's happening. You would have other songs that were never popping that time, coming to life right now. Shoulder, Kokorigo, all of these songs.
Yeah.
You still have Shoulder coming back on the Star FM Awards this year. That's longevity, and it doesn't look like the album is gonna disappear anytime soon. So we're speaking of a different level of substance that is just floating within the cosmos, and it's not going anywhere. So whatever it is that I have to do, whatever it is that's going to happen, that level of power is substantiated.
Some feel that you put too much substance into the album. So a lot of great songs on that album possibly didn't get the kind of attention that they deserved, because there were too many great songs. It was difficult for anybody to actually select and pick their favorite. Is this something that you feel maybe you could have listened to the hits, the great songs?
I don't know. I believe there is no formula to any of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to believe that when one is going for their goals, their targets, when you want to achieve greatness, moderation is not an issue of importance. You cannot necessarily go for gold and want to moderate your effort in the process. You give it all you have. And that's what I did. I gave all that I had, and I had to go for all this diamond and gold, and I had to go for the prize. So whenever that is the case, you cannot moderate anything, and you cannot put any limiter to your creative juice. Or, I had 60 songs to choose from. And the 14 I picked, they all did well. God knows if I had put out a 60-track album, probably that was gonna still be the same situations, because these are the songs I'm still picking right now to drop in the next segment. You get what I mean? So I don't feel like I was gonna moderate. I don't feel I was gonna come any different or try and limit myself with, you know what, let me put 5 and let me, curtail my creativity and other things. I just had to come hard. I had to go hard, because you know what, I was going for that gold. I was coming to make a mark.
And do you feel you have managed to make that mark, because you've gained respect across the continent? You featured Mhako, you featured Strongboy on the album, and you featured also, a legendary producer. Enough respect to DJ Tamuka and Pablo. They put in great weight there. Do you feel you have managed to hit this mark that you had?
It's vivid. That has always been the moment I've always been working for. If there was any doubts in the previous years about my prowess as a musician, as an artist, and even beyond that, I finally managed to make my mark with the mustard seed. Though I would tell you that was an introduction of what I could do.
And did the album manage to transform your life somehow?
Definitely, Fluid. Definitely. A lot has happened. Like I was saying, on that song, Open Doors.
Yes.
I've got people I take care of, my mom and everybody. I've got goals. I have things that I never used to get for myself that I can get right now. I have access to certain things I never used to have access to. Life has changed since the master seed. You can tell it's no longer the same Nutty O.
Yes.
A lot has changed around.
And Open Doors was a prayer.
Definitely.
And you had your mother on that song.
Yeah.
I don't know if many people realize that the voice of your mother. How does your mother feel now, looking at the success that you've made from the time that you dropped Mustard Seed up to now?
She feels great. Like you were saying, if right now she can call me and say, I need A, B, C, D, I will do it. It is the very same musical substance that has brought me to this point. She can call me and say, your sister wants this. It's cool. She can call me and say, I want to get this for myself. I want A, B, C, D. Get done. And I can do it. And that has always been the goal. The goal is to transform from point A to point B. She's grateful. And she's even more grateful she had to take part in the process, because when I told her about the album, that's when she did that prayer. And I told her I was gonna let that prayer take the lead in the process. Use that for my intro. Use that same prayer on the Open Doors song. Because I believe the mother's prayer is the ultimate prayer. No prayer is bigger than a mother's prayer.
True, true.
And I had to use it. And it propelled me through the process, and the intensity now that was within the album making process, the vision I had, and the confidence in winning that I had was propelled by that process. So she feels great, and she now knows, and she now has the fuller understanding of what a gifted talent can do. Because back in the days, she would be, yo,
how was the struggle?
Leave the music, school, leave the music, school. Well, dancehall music has always been attributed to a lot of these negative things,
True.
which is not something that we can dispute about.
Yeah, yeah.
There are highs and lows, there are positives and negatives with this genre, with this music. And you can testify, you can attest, many parents up to now still do not believe music is a career path. You still have to do something on the side. You still have to pursue your studies. You still have to master something on the side. You still have to get a skill on the side. You know. But now, my mom is confident in the process of just letting your child pursue their God-given strength.
Right.
Yeah.
And you transformed your family. Your life is transformed.
Yeah.
Is it the same for your generation, for the neighborhood, for young people that look up to you? Do you feel you're imparting that sort of sense of transformation towards them?
Definitely, because if I can do it, another person can do it too. If they can see me at this level, at this point, going higher and higher, another youth out there can inherit the same amount of belief that they can do it too. They can open doors. They can make a lot of changes with their career. They can make a lot of changes, be it your musician, be it your student, be it whatever speciality, whatever hustle. If I can do this, if I can go on a song with Mhako, if I can have the #1 album in the country, if I can be on the same song with Stone Boy, if I can go on and take everything there is to take with the music, 13 awards with one album.
That's huge.
More than 6 #1 songs on radio, more than 9 songs on rotation. That's inspiration enough to another artist, another musician, another creative out there that, you know what, these two can happen to them. So I am giving them intangible wealth. How? I impart the knowledge every time I get the opportunity to. They also see me doing these things, and they have the belief that this too can be achieved somehow. So definitely I have contributed a lot towards the transformation. God knows, sooner or later, I'll be sitting on these millions and billions, and now we engage the next stage, going to the streets, going to the space and see who needs what, who needs what, let's give them that. Who needs what, let's give them the platform. Who needs what, who needs assistance, who needs resources, let's push those resources towards their path so that they win too. And that is the goal.
Wow, profound. We're going to take a glass of water because you've just shared so much knowledge that I need to drink something to digest, and then we come back. So we're coming back right after this break, and then we're going to be talking about the state of the music industry in Zimbabwe and the future of Nutty O.
Listen.
It's a different conversation. Yeah. Good. You rose on the back of the Zim Dancehall frenzy or success. What kind of music do you make now? Because there's been a lot of conversation around that to say Nutty O is no longer Zim Dancehall. He never said he's Zim Dancehall. He is not Zim Dancehall. How do you define the kind of music that you're making now?
So, I've always been making music, and I've always been making music, and I've never been limited to genre. Remember 2015, 2016 when I came onto the scene, Kwanava Kure. But before, That was the Cash Lips phase. I was riding on the rhythms, but you would tell. Because what makes you a dancehall artist? You have spoken about these things. There are many elements.
True.
It's not just only you. The beat does not make you a dancehall artist.
Patwa does not make you
Doesn't make you a dancehall artist. You see? And I've always been dynamic with my delivery. So I've always been doing music and I'm not limited to genre. But there is something that you cannot separate from me. Being a musician born in Zimbabwe, I'm a Zimbabwean doing dancehall on a global scene, which is a global genre. So you are associated and you are part of the movement that is dominating that time, which is Zim Dancehall, because I'm within it. You cannot separate anyone from that. Be it a blogger, be it the media. We all took part in this, and I cannot be separated from it just by virtue of me being born within it, within the process. But in my eye, is Zim Dancehall artist according to what they define as Zim Dancehall. No, I'm a musician. I do music and I'm not limited to genre. Strength in hip hop, Afro pop, R&B, anything I can do. So yeah, I've always heard that argument. But can you say I'm a Zim Dancehall artist? Because there are two definitions of these things. I would love to believe when they Zim Dancehall artists, they are saying a Zimbabwean born musician doing dancehall. If that's the case, then I am. But if it's you telling me that Zim Dancehall is another genre that we have created from this, I am not that. We have not created any genre. We are emulating a genre from the roots of Jamaica, which is a global genre. And yes, I do dancehall, I do Afrobeats, I do R&B, I do hip hop, I do everything. That makes me a fusion of many things. I'm an Afro dancehall artist. I'm an Afro dancehall artist, which means the Afro aspects of things, all of them included, put them into dancehall under the umbrella of Afrobeats. Afrobeats in what aspect? In dancehall, in reggae.
Yes.
You see, in Afro soul. So the conversation is deep. For someone to speak about the genre and actually put someone within a spectrum of a genre, you need to know what you're talking about. And I am a musician. I refuse to be boxed. I refuse to be boxed in a genre, especially as small as Zimdancehall too.
And talking about being boxed, let's look at the state of the genre. How do you feel? What sort of sense or feeling do you have when you look at the state of Zimdancehall today?
I recently watched Bounty Killer's interview about dancer. I would love to shed light within the very same wisdom, dancehall as a whole, in these times. There has been, I would say, a decline, right, in what it could do, the level of impact in many aspects of it, because well, it's coming down to even the kind of lyricism. Let's go from the creative point of view, the kind of lyricism. I will ask you a question today. How many dancer songs in Zimbabwe that were dominant last year before the mustard seed? After the mustard seed?
Some dancer wise.
They are dominant songs.
I can pick.
Tell me about the state of their lyricism. Is it something that you are comfortable letting
your... It's not as deep as it used to.
Yeah, and is it as clean? Is it something that you're so comfortable your young daughter listening to when you're not around? Is it household stuff? Because I believe growth now, as far as growth is concerned within any sonical environment, if something doesn't become a household thing, it will not grow.
You bring out something interesting there. you use the word specifically sonic, and the music in Zimbabwe, as far as our global appeal is concerned, do you think the sonic appeal is one of the limitations?
Definitely. As far as Zimbabwe is concerned, we have failed to adhere to a certain standard. Because listen, it's all about standards. As much as we want to be hyper patriotic about what we do, we need to face the facts. Are we within the right sonic direction? Standard wise? Can you say we are up to standard? Can you take a Ruga type of Afro dancer and put it next to Zimbabwean type of dancehall? Well, you would find few acts doing that, few acts living up to that standard. But what are the rest of the other creatives doing? We are comfortable within our own sphere and space to do what will only cater for our own people. And we are not so worried about what will happen if that sound gets to be listened to by other people who are not of our...
Who do not understand Shona or...
Definitely. Can you sit Pato Rankin down and make him understand without speaking to him? Just make him listen to the music and, make him resonate. We need to up our game.
How can that be possible? What would you think could be done differently?
Let's adhere. It's simple. Let's adhere to what's happening
globally.
I know people say, yeah, there's been an argument about we need to create new stuff for own and what? Authenticity and what? I believe many people speak of authenticity. They do not know exactly what they're talking about.
Yes.
Nothing is new under the sun.
Everything has been done.
Recycled.
Yeah.
Who has done something new
piano,
that is entirely new under the sun?
Elements, yeah.
Everything else is being recycled.
Yeah.
Why can we not be Nigerians in this moment in time? There are many times I wake up and I feel like, I wish I was from this country. Why can't we be like them? Hustling mentality.
Is
the
it
aggression.
The mentality? Is it the drive?
Yes, the drive, the hustler mentality, the aggression, the goal-getting zeal. No one is big on that. Better than the Nigerian.
And when you get into a space with Nigerian, Ghanaian artists, South African artists, is that the sense that you get that they are more driven?
They're more driven, definitely. I look at Stone Boy. I see the moves he's been making. Gigantic. The amount of determination and the amount of investment, just time in everything that they put in, the hours they put in. They don't joke about their work. They know what they want to get. They know where they want to go. And they have their trajectory well planned and well sighted up. And they're following each and every thing beat by beat, not losing enthusiasm, not losing the plot and everything.
Yeah.
We kind of don't have that here.
Is it because artists are not getting well along with each other? Is it a failure to work as a collective?
I don't think we don't even need to be friends to do something well. Well, we don't even need to see eye to eye to collectively do something or to adhere to a certain standard or to do well in a certain... Zim Dancehall itself became a movement.
Yes.
And certain artists up to now still don't see eye to eye, but the movement prevailed.
Deep.
But now I'm speaking on a level of standard. Can we adhere to a certain standard? Can we push it up? Can we change? Can we see the hunger to grow?
But when you're talking to other artists, before we take a break, are there artists that you feel are having this kind of flying on the same radar with you, that have the same drive, the same hunger, the same zeal, and wanting to take music beyond just our...
Yeah, but there are few artists. There are very few artists I can have this conversation with in Zimbabwe. And few artists I know that carry the same vision that I have, and even better ambitions and dreams, and bigger dreams. You get what I mean? There are very few. And the rest of us are out there comfortable with mediocre stuff and getting away with it, because now the generation is the question you asked me, what do I think about the current crop of Zim Dancehall artists, or the artists within our sphere? I feel like we are getting away with we're getting away with a lot of mediocre stuff, a lot of mediocre being hyped, a lot of mediocre traits, habits being hyped. It's no longer the music, the substance that is loud, it's other things, distorted.
Wow.
I don't want to speak, I want the work to speak.
Yeah.
Because between me and my work, something's gotta give. It's either my work is loud or I am loud. My outer or my ego is louder than the music. My ego is louder than my work.
Yeah.
That has been the situation.
So welcome back. Just before we took the break, I had to really digest so much because you shared a lot of great knowledge in the last past segment. You were part of the Eureka project.
Yeah.
With the iconic Winky D. Big respect. He has done so much for the industry, and for me, I saw that as a sign of respect towards you, to have you as part of the song. But the song that he then also did, Peter Friend, it sort of made sense after a couple of developments, especially the reaction that came from one of the artists who felt like, oh, we were hoodwinked into this project. And I thought to myself, oh, Peter Friend captures that.
Definitely.
Was that your reaction to it?
Not necessarily, because you know what? When we make music, music is a spiritual thing. So sometimes you can actually sing about, well, I believe there's also this knowledge, wisdom that says what you speak, manifest. So you might sing about something today and it actuates the possibility of that thing happening tomorrow. So when you sing, when we create music as spiritual beings, because music is very spiritual, probably maybe you create the possibility of that thing happening, or you actually prophesying in some sort of future events. You get what I mean?
Yes.
But that's how I really didn't capture it in that way, because I'm not amused if something that I've sing about happens. I'm not amused because already probably I've lived through that moment already. So when something happens, I'm not gonna be amused because I've seen it before. It's like deja vu. I'm just like, okay, oh.
And did you see yourself working together with Winky D on a song? And how was the creative process like?
You know, I've always seen myself working with Winky D because, yeah, enough respect to Winky D. He's one big brother of mine. I can sit down and actually have a conversation with as far as music is concerned. Me and Winky D sit down. It's an educational class.
Damn.
Powerful individual, wise individual, does not just do things just because he wants to do things.
Does he speak a lot? Because, I mean, on social media, he doesn't talk much, and his music speaks very loud. But in person, like, does he speak a lot? Does he say a lot of stuff?
Yes, man, he's human. Obviously, he's human, and, you know, at the end of the day, if you are close to Winky D, you can speak to Winky D anyhow. You know, there's no limit to that. All those who know Winky D on a personal level, you know, who's all close to him, we speak. Me and him can speak for hours. You know, we can have conversations. I ask for a lot of advice.
What's the one thing that you say you have learned the most from him?
Setting up a standard. You know, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, it is a habit.
Wow.
So, as musicians, we have targets, we have levels that we desire to reach. But look, you can never reach any level if you do not set the basis or the parameters that will help you propel to wherever you want to go. Winky D has taught me to be a man of my word. Be what you say you are. Set that standard. Let people follow that standard. Don't follow people's standards, because people will lead you to where they want to lead you. If you're the author of your own journey and the garner of your own narrative, you need to take lead. Set the standard. Set standards for yourself. Teach people how to treat you. Teach people how to be with you, how you want to be treated, how you want to be. It all comes with you setting up a standard. It's one thing I've learned from him. People love him. People treat him according to how he wants to be treated. So you end up setting standards. You be in control of your own narrative. Don't let that happen otherwise. Valuable lesson.
Wow. And so talking about those standards, you set a standard with Mustard Seed.
Definitely.
And I've heard, around the circles, on the circles, from the streets, people believe that Nutty O may never surpass the standard that is set with the Mustard Seed. And you are now about to, today you'll be dropping Makanonoka.
So, I love how blind people can get. I think that's the most fascinating element about being human. You are prone to mistakes, you're prone to miscalculation, you're prone to all of these things. And sometimes you're also prone to accuracy. But enough of the times, especially as far as great men are concerned,
yes,
in the history of time, great individuals were always miscalculated and misunderstood. Anyone who says that doesn't know Nutty O. Anyone who says that only listened to and paid the power and thought, oh, so he might never do this. Look, Nutty O has been there, 2015, 2016, featured on a Grammy-nominated project.
Yes.
That's not by gimmicks. 2019, Vroom,
yes,
took the first award. 2020, 2021, brought the album. I've been a hit maker for many years, tried and tested in many avenues. Worked with the best of the best within the industry, locally and internationally. And for you to still believe that I cannot surpass the Mustard Seed, that's a big joke.
No, not at all.
That's a big joke. That brings me to the moment where I say Makanonoka.
What's the message? What's the message? Why Makanonoka?
It's also basing on that, because I've heard it. Before the Mustard Seed, I had people come to me and say, yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Yeah, you're releasing an album. It's gonna be one of those. Because literally people have been used to one of those. People are used to their kind of one of those. And they miscalculated what was coming. I always tell people David was never a tall individual. You look at me and you feel like you can judge me by the way I look. You are definitely gonna be misled. And I brought the Mustard Seed. It shook certain ends. And I know there's still people who believe that wasn't my best. There's still people who believe that was my best. But either way, if you still believe I am not gonna come and undo what I did, if you still believe I'm not going to come extra dangerous, extra hard, Makanonoka.
That's quite interesting.
Makanonoka.
And now looking ahead, the future of Nutty O, last year and this year, you have traveled. You're one of, if not the most booked artist in Zimbabwe. Okay, maybe being politically correct, I have to say one of the most, so that we don't get people protesting. Yeah, but we give credit where it's due. You have taught, you have traveled and performed in Europe, Germany, UK, and now you're going back. You've been back again, back and forth, you're performing. Where are you headed next? where do we see Nutty O performing next? What's your goal? What's that stage that you would feel like, if I get on this platform, that's it?
Plot Mhako, Afro Nation, Summer Jam,
Yes.
Reggae Sunfest, Coachella. Yeah?
Correct.
All of those big stages.
That's your goal.
I want to be on a BET stage, Glastonbury. All of those big stages.
And how far do you see these stages?
Where?
A year or two?
Where? I will tell you right now, I'm fit. I can go there and perform, and I'm eligible to be on that stage right now. You see, I believe I am eligible right now to do that. But nothing happens before it's time. So as long as I am conscious of what I want to do, I'm conscious of what I want to achieve, and I'm putting in the work towards that, putting the hours, and I'm working towards it, taking necessary steps, trying to open avenues and doors towards that. You know, we'll go there. At the end of the day, I'm from Zim, and many things haven't been done from a Zimbabwean perspective.
Yeah.
I have the duty and I have the burden to be the first to do many of these things. And I assure you, I'm going to be the first to do, you know, Grammy, Audio Academy performance. I'm going to be the first to do all of those things. Get a major record label deal if I have to. You know, I'm going to be the first and one amongst the best ever to walk on this planet, representing the African continent. And I believe I'm not far. I believe right now I'm at a stage. I've always said this, anything is possible right now. Coachella is possible right now. Afro Nation is possible right now. Nutty O Wizkid collaboration is possible right now. Nutty O Burner, Nutty O Thames, Nutty O Jay-Z DJ Khaled album, Nutty O on DJ Khaled album is possible right now as we speak, because I am eligible. I believe I have the right skill set. Nothing can stop me, nothing can limit me. I can deliver at the highest level. I need to ride within the bigger tides now.
And is that coming from a sense of confidence or a sense of ego?
You know, I feel it within me, like it's a taint. It's within me, it's the energy within me.
Yes.
I'm just vocalizing my faith, I'm vocalizing my belief system, what is at center, what is at core right now. I feel like right now, I'm another African giant. Right now, I am a wonder. I am one of the finest. I am somebody to look unto. I am someone to walk with. I need to be on the bigger global stage. The world is ready for something that I have. I believe
do you
there's
think
room.
Zimbabwe is ready for somebody like you?
Definitely Zimbabwe might not be ready, or they can be ready. But by any means necessary, if this ship sails off, they have to catch up. They're gonna have to catch up. They're gonna have to tap into my frequency, because look, I don't have to wait for them to detect the speed and the pace and where I have to go. Probably maybe this is the phase and the time for me to actually teach them how to move. Actually teach them the speed at which we are gonna have to embark as we move, as we go through the process of being one of the greatest in this world. Look, Kendrick Lamar type of greatness, Jay-Z type of greatness.
Great.
From Zimbabwe, Southern Africa, Nutty O is ready to take off.
Wow. Boomshelele.
And if you don't believe that,
Makanonoka.
Makanonoka. And Makanonoka by far.
Wow. Wow. It's been, I think, the most profound conversation that we've had on earGROUND. What makes me happy is that as you elevate yourself, you've also helped elevate our platform to another level, based on the conversation that you've just brought in, a deeper, profound conversation that speaks into the future, that speaks into greatness, that speaks into power, that speaks into ability extended.
Definitely. You know, a And I also want to give credit to the Most High, Jehovah God, for the gift and the talent, you know, and also the ability to extend over the past phase. Last year was an eye-opener and was like a beacon of certainty that whatever it is that I want to do and achieve is actually coming to pass. I met J5. I was in studio with J5.
Yes.
I met NSG. Was in a session with ODG, NSG guys.
Wow.
Simba One.
Yes.
Rhymes. Did BBC. Did Edu. Met important people in the industry. In between conversations with the label people and everybody. That doesn't happen to someone by accident.
And is it something that, because I've observed that a lot of the times Zimbabwean artists, when they travel outside, they perform, but they don't make an effort to actually connect, you know, especially with artists, producers, the media from out there. But I've seen you done quite a lot of that.
Yeah, and you know, definitely, because what if we don't want to connect out there, what are we doing this for? And we have people around us that can actually help us connect. I also want to say give thanks and, you know, send my respect and credit to people that we have. We have gigantic figures within the music space worldwide.
That are Zimbabwean
Tapone Square.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Powerful woman in the music, and she has.
And you know, when you mentioned Tapone Square, you know, I've read a lot of people, or on one post that I made, people were like, "Oh, but what has she done for Zimbabwe?" And I'm like, she just doesn't break. But I've seen her pull strings, make a lot of massive.
Definitely, being the person she is, she doesn't necessarily need to go out there and tell the world what she can do and what she has done.
Yeah.
But I assure you, if you're not blind, you would see the work these people have put in behind the scenes. I am one person she has done many great things for, assisted me in areas I would want assistance, you know, to be where I want to be. You get what I mean? We have Lavu, Mavunga, we have label people in Universal, everywhere, bro, around the world. Zimbabweans are powerful individuals.
Zimbabweans are powerful.
In every powerful sector within
YouTube, TikTok,
you would find a symbol within it.
You find this is.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the spirit I want to encourage fellow people in. That we are adequate within the space.
We can move this
Let's
mountain.
believe. Let's keep the belief going. We can do all of these things by any means necessary.
Wow, great. Well, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Listen,
like you say, you definitely going to change the narrative, and you are changing it, and you inspire the next generation. It's such an amazing time to actually be in touch with you. Makanonoka is just
dropping today.
It's a great song. For me, I love it. I've had the chance to actually pre-listen to the song, and I think it's something that people are going to vibe to. It resonates with the sonic melody that the world is sort of vibing to.
The modern sound, the modern sonics.
Great.
Yeah, I had to go for that because, you know what, from the mustard seed, you know, the expectation, the stakes are high.
It's high.
So, but you know, we always, it's ability extension. High is the only road. Yeah.
Great. And you've just dropped Makanonoka. Do you think that is going to create the kind of momentum that will propel you and propel Zimbabwean music to the place that we have been talking about, the next chapter, the global stage, the big stage? Because some people that feel that, oh, Nutty O is an international hopeful, and you remain that. Like, what's your take?
Yeah, you know, Plot, look at the amount of things we have done for the nation musically. And I'm not saying that's the end of it. High is the only road. There's still gonna be many things, many milestones to come. And if you think kuti takagumira ipapo or we are hopeful for real, or Makanonoka. And right now, the state of Zimbabwean music, if Jay-Z or anyone outside would come to you and ask you, what's music? What is it like to what's the type of music do you have in Zimbabwe? What's the scene like? Makanonoka is the song you're going to give to that person. Doesn't matter who, which country, which part they come from. This is the type of stuff you're going to present to them. This is how Zimbabwe looks like musically. This is how Zimbabwe feels like musically. I feel like I've tried to put myself on the same standard as my other brothers. The Oxalate, the Whiskey, the Burna Boy, the modern sound, the modern uniform, the epitome of what a Zimbabwean international prospect should sound, should be like. Makanonoka is a song. Go and listen to Makanonoka and tell me if you're going to be disappointed. And I urge all my fans out there, all my Zimbabweans out there, and the people at large, globally, listen to Makanonoka and give me your feedback. I bet you won't be disappointed.
Amana.
Amana.
Thank you so much for watching. My name is Plot Mhako. I've been speaking there to Nutty O, ABX, and he's Africa's finest, one of the most amazing talents that has emerged or that emerged from the continent. We've been having a very in-depth, kind of conversation, talking about a whole lot of things, from the state of the music industry in Zimbabwe, the prospects, what could be done differently. His music, Mustard Seed, and the latest release, which is Makanonoka, and more that we're expecting from him. Until next time, stay tuned to earGROUND. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to like, subscribe, and follow earGROUND across all the platforms.